Well, hey there, guys. I'm Axel the Beast, and I want to talk to you about Zelda Wii. Specifically, the rumors we've heard about the game. There have been a couple rumors posted, and I've edited out some of the ones that were posted a while ago that, might be no longer relevant. And to warn you, some of these rumors may contradict each other. I'm not saying these go together. These are just a list of things people have said. Most of which probably aren't true. Maybe some of them are. We'll have to see. The first rumors I want to talk about the gameplay formula that they've, claimed they're going to change, First one reads, the game will vary from the dungeon field dungeon method. They've basically confirmed that, as I said. They've said they're going to change this kind of thing. They haven't said what they're going to do. I guess they haven't acknowledged field dungeon stuff specifically, but that kind of goes without saying. So yeah, I think this is true. The next one reads, one of the changes confirms a straight dungeon-to-dungeon portion of the game. Kind of specific, but kind of goes without saying, too, because, you're gonna, you can't change the setup much without inevitably running into something like that. So, that makes sense. Now I want to talk to you about the rumors about Wii Motion Plus, and how it will affect the game. First one reads, you will be able to select right or left-handed for Link. That kind of goes without saying because, I think that's definitely going to be something we'll see because they have this, these controls that are going to be so, precise. You're going to need to be able to control it with the appropriate hand. It just goes without saying. And considering they made that switch with Twilight Princess, they're obviously already thinking about it. There will be horseback combat. Epona will avoid obstacles automatically. It's possible we won't see Epona, or a horse in general. If there's going to be a horse, it's going to be Epona. But I think, it's very likely we will see Epona, and then we'll see epic Wii Motion Plus sword combat. The avoiding obstacles automatically sort of makes sense with the Wii Motion Plus stuff. If the AI is good, it would probably make sense. It would work well. The game will implement many ideas never met in a video game ever. Kind of doubt that. Even if it's going to be revolutionarily presented, the gameplay concepts will likely be familiar. It's going to be pretty hard to innovate that drastically. The use of the Wii Motion Plus will be an essential component for the dynamics of the game. I've already said this since, Twilight Princess was a kind of a port as far as the motion controls were, that this game will probably be built on Motion Plus, so that kind of goes along with that. Combat is extremely fluent and innovative. No previous Wii title can give you a good example of its unique style. Kind of makes sense. This is the first major Wii game that's going to use the Wii Motion Plus, and, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. So I think that makes sense, and that sounds plausible, and it sounds kind of goes without saying, perhaps. Not to be a jerk. Now I want to talk to you about the rumors about the artwork and the girl, and this is probably where it's going to get interesting. The girl in the art is not the Master Sword, and it appears the Master Sword will not be in the game. I've said I don't think she looks like the Master Sword, so I think the first statement is fully possible, though can't confirm it. And the Master Sword not being in the game isn't that unlikely, because it hasn't appeared in plenty of games in the series. Nothing solid, but it's plausible. The girl's name from the painting could possibly be Adele, Adela, or Adaru. There's no way they could know for certain what the name was. The fact that Adele, in fact the next rumor reads, the current name of the girl in the picture is Adele. Adele seems to be the accepted name. The fact that so many rumors have picked it might be a little more solid, but also it could just be popular rumor. Well, I don't know. She is not with you throughout the game like Ezlo and Midna. That's a little interesting. I always kind of assumed she would be with you throughout the game, because I assumed she'd be like your partner, like Midna or Ezlo were. But, it's interesting that'd be an interesting prospect. I can't say that the rumor is very solid, but we'll have to see. The Master Sword will play a key role in the history of the origin of the legend. There is a reason it does not appear in the artwork. Miyamoto has said that there is a reason there's no sword in the artwork, but they haven't talked about the Master Sword. If it playing a role in the origin of the legend kind of goes without saying, it always has. It's always been part of the story. The face in the painting of her is not her real face. It's not fully elaborated on much, but it does say that it was a placeholder concept art piece. We already kind of know that. They've talked about The style of the game hasn't been picked yet there's obviously Twilight Princess style in that artwork. So it kind of makes sense that the whole artwork is placeholder. It kind of looks like it too. It doesn't show a lot. It doesn't depict much. Link's sword will have several unlockable abilities. Adel communicates with you through this sword. There's that name again. Unlockable abilities kind of goes without saying because Link's always had powers he unlocks, sometimes through his sword, like the hidden skills. Adel communicates with you through this sword. Sure, if she's going to be the partner like Navi or whatever, she's going to communicate with you somehow. Maybe she's not the sword. That's kind of what this implies. Maybe she isn't actually the sword. She just talks to you through it. Hard to say. Now about the time travel, relating this game to Ocarina of Time. The idea of this version of Link also being the hero of time has been highly considered and may already be implemented. A little odd that at this stage they're saying they're considering it, so this sounds kind of weird to me. I don't personally think he's going to be the hero of time. They've talked about it not being a sequel to Twilight Princess, and I sort of doubt it being a sequel to Ocarina of Time, if it's not Twilight Princess. Time travel plays a role in the game. I've talked about this before in previous videos. I don't think time travel is going to be in the game, and it seems like this rumor is not based on much. Time travel does occur, and it happens through the use of a new blade, not the Master Sword. They're probably going to have a sword. That almost is definite. Whether it's going to have time travel powers is kind of odd. I don't think the game is going to have time travel. The rumor, again, is kind of odd and oddly specific. I kind of question how would they know this. Now about, Link and the world of the game. The new Link will be much more mature, but the dark atmospheres of Twilight Princess will be left. I assume that means they'll be gone. They basically said Link will be older or more mature, so that goes without saying. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to be like, by the way. The dark atmosphere thing, that kind of makes sense too. They don't do the dark Zelda games right after another. They do them every once in a while. They're rare. So, since we just got the darker Twilight Princess, I don't think we're going to see another really dark game right now. Maybe later on. The appearance of Link will be renovated, but not be completely unprecedented. Goes without saying. In Twilight Princess, Link looked different, but he was familiar. Link's hometown is much bigger than in previous titles. That'd be interesting, not much to base it on, but it's something people have talked about. It's a logical move, especially if they're going to make cities bigger in general. One of the characters they are working on is an innkeeper in Link's home village who has a son that looks up to Link. Kind of sounds like they're talking to Colin. This rumor sounds fake to me. It's playing on things that they've always done. It sounds like Twilight Princess with Colin. And there's always been characters that have looked up to Link, so this one I don't think it holds a lot of water. The game takes place in more than just Hyrule and may possibly not be in Hyrule at all. That I kind of doubt. I mean, the latter part. Appearing in other lands, that's interesting and possible. Not in Hyrule at all, no mention of Hyrule, that sounds doubtful to me. But who knows, it could be like Majora's Mask, and we've already talked about that, so who knows. About the development of the game, began in February 2006. That actually, I've heard this before, and from reputable sources, so I believe this to be true. It is pretty much confirmed that it's been in development for a long time, possibly 4 freaking years. So I believe this one. The development team is the largest ever used by Nintendo for the realization of a game. That kind of comes out of nowhere. It's Zelda, so they take it seriously, so maybe it's true. I don't know. It's, again, kind of an odd statement. Then again, they did pull off the team from, Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, I think they said, or whatever it was, or was it Wii Fit? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna stop talking. At Now is the only game that uses 100% of the Wii hardware. I kind of don't believe this because this isn't the end of the Wii's lifespan. Games don't use the whole full hardware at this point yet. The game is pretty much done, yeah. I imagine that's true if it's been in development for 4 years and they're going to show it at E3. There will be a playable demo at E3. They've confirmed they're going to show it. I kind of think at the point in development it's probably at, we're going to be able to play it. Now about the story. The plot will be the most articulate ever devised for an episode of Zelda. I kind of expect an impressive plot for this game. I don't know if it's going to really show up previous games, but I don't know. Character interaction will be more involving than in previous titles. That kind of goes along with the city things that we've discussed before. I kind of find it likely, but again, it's not a solid proof. It's no solid proof. It's just a rumor or theory. Maybe the last chapter is the saga. Now that I think is complete crap. I mean, they make money off this series and they can continue the story indefinitely. There's no way they're going to end it now. about the gameplay, Link will be replacing the bow and arrow with a crossbow. I don't think so. I think Wii Sports Resort had longbow controls, so I think they're gonna kind of do both, maybe. I think the crossbow might appear because of crossbow training, though. There will be several Majora's Mask-esque side quests. Yeah, sure, I mean, I've talked about that before, you know my opinions if you watched my last video. The game relies heavily on sword combat versus other items. Duh, sword combat, we've always had that. There will be less items, but they will be used more frequently. That kind of goes along with some previous statements they've made as well, the game being simpler. There will be another main weapon added for the alternative combat style. Possible, not proven, but I believe it, as I've also discussed in previous videos. A lot of these are about previous videos. The game will feature a significant portions of flight. I kind of doubt that. I don't see flight being possible. I've also talked about that. Alright, that's it, guys. See you next time.